3, 2, 1, 0.
Roger, the clock is operating. We're underway.
You're loud and clear.
Roger, we're programming and roll okay. A little bumpy along about here.
Roger. Stand by for 20 seconds.
Roger. We're smoothing out some now, getting out of the vibration area.
Roger, you feel max Q, flight path is...
Roger, feels good through max Q and smoothing out real fine. Cabin pressure coming down by 7. Okay, flight very smooth now. Sky looking very dark outside.
All Roger, reading you loud and clear 7. Cape is go. We're standing by for you.
Roger, Cape is go and I am go. Our capsule is in good shape. Fuel 103, 102, oxygen 78,100. Cabin pressure holding steady at 5.8. Amps is 2.6. All systems are go, indicating 6 Gs. Roger, 0 G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous.
Roger, turnaround has started.
Roger, capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of 100 yards behind me. It was beautiful.
Roger, 7. You have a go, at least 7 orbits.
Roger, understand go for at least 7 orbits. The Friendship 7 can see clear back a big cloud pattern way back across toward the Cape. We're all set. This is very comfortable at 0 G. I have nothing but very fine feeling. It just feels very normal and very good. Have very little dirt floating around in the capsule, just a little bit, and preparing to take xylos still at present time. This is Friendship 7. The head movements cause no sensations whatsoever. Feel fine. Reach test, I can hit directly to any spot that I want to hit. I have no problem reaching for knobs and have adjusted to 0 G very easily, much easier than I really thought I would. I have excellent vision on the charts, no astigmatism or any malfunctions at all. I feel fine so far, over.
Roger, understand.
This is Friendship 7, have beautiful view of the African coast, both in the scope and out the window. Out the window is by far the best view. Part of the Canaries was hit by clouds. Roger, how you doing, Gordo? We're doing real fine up here. Everything is going very well.
Well, I did not time that correctly. There was still 15 seconds left in the countdown, but the song ended abruptly. Welcome, guys. We are going to be hanging out for about an hour today. Yeah, let's blast off. Let's have some fun. Got my handy dandy 4 cups of coffee and my Bob's Burgers Tina giant 4-cup coffee mug. And my daughter is down for a nap. We had a little choking scare today as we were eating lunch. She started choking on an apple and popped up and did a little toddler Heimlich maneuver, and it was just, it was like, 3 second scare, but goddamn, it scares you. But everybody's good. Everybody's good. It happens. That's maybe the second time it's happened. That's why you don't leave kids sitting around eating by themselves. Damn it, crazy. And we are small bite cutters too. So it happens though. But welcome, guys. Vince, Caleb, and Caleb, thank you so much for the first super chats and channel support. I see, Vince, you're talking about a Mando box set. I did not know that was a thing. Before I do anything on this stream, I'm gonna look this up because I had not heard of this. Limited. It's a soundtrack box set. Is that August 26th? Gotcha. Okay. All right. I really like that idea. This is probably not something that I'm going to gonna pick up, but I'm glad this exists for sure. I'm assuming it's gonna be vinyl, maybe? Is it gonna be vinyl? Pre-orders for the 3,500 available units will be live. Blah blah blah. $200 beginning today. These discs. So, okay, yeah, vinyl. Nice. That's cool, man. I'm sure that's gonna get eaten up by a ton of people. That's awesome. Anyway, nice. So Vince Wynn, Caleb Kemp, Apple was my idea, and Grant Guthrie. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, guys. Let's jump into this bad boy. Do a little afternoon hangout, low-key stream as I sip on my coffee and talk about anything and everything that's on your mind.
Business trip. 13-hour day yesterday. 12-hour day yesterday. Drained at the moment, happy to see a live up. The work doesn't stop, but I started reading Dark
nice.
Empire. Trying to read more Legends.
I actually, in a drawer behind me, Grant. Well, I'll get to that. Give me one sec. But I greatly appreciate that generous super chat this afternoon, man. Vince Wynn coming in with the first. Thank you so much. Vince asks, any anticipation for Dune? Fan of the director, Denis Villeneuve. Pretty impressive track record this guy has. He absolutely does. He did Sicario, Arrival, Blade Runner 2040. Let me look at his discography. Let me look at his credits real quick. I'm curious what all I've seen. I feel like I've seen a bunch, and by a bunch, not that many. I've seen Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, Sicario, Enemy. Which was Enemy with? Yeah, I saw Enemy and Prisoners. I saw Prisoners. I believe Prisoners. Yeah, Prisoners was, I think, the first movie that I ever saw of his. Now, is the reason? Is that because that's like the first? Well, I don't know. I'm looking at a lot of. Is that like the first English movie that he directed? Potentially, maybe that's why that's the first one that I ever saw. And out of these movies, Vince, there is no question in my mind that he is an incredibly talented filmmaker. Are they my favorite? Not necessarily, but I like, they are very impactful movies, and I appreciate them on many levels. Like Sicario, I enjoyed Sicario, but it's one of those kind of movies where you watch, and for me at least, I don't really remember too much about it. Prisoners was, I think, the one that really stood out just because of performances. But for whatever reason, I thought he did that Brothers movie too. I guess not. Brothers with Tobey Maguire. Was that what it's called? Brothers? Yeah, Brothers. Who did that? Jim Sheridan. Never mind. Okay. Definitely not the same guy. Not even close. But yeah, so I've never read the Dune novel. I never saw the original movie, despite owning the Dune novel and owning the original movie. It's a world that I'm not that familiar with whatsoever. In fact, I don't really know anything about the world. But as a movie fan, as a science fiction fan, there's no question in my mind that I will end up seeing the movie. especially with kind of a powerhouse visual storyteller like Denis Villeneuve is. I think, and after Blade Runner 2049, which was, you know, in terms of sequels, I think it was a great sequel. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like as somebody who doesn't really know anything about the franchise, I'm looking forward to it, right? Like when the Lord of the Ring movies first came out, I didn't know anything about those things, but my buddies were super pumped, and you know, I went to the theater with them, and I was really excited just because, you know, movie-going experience in a universe that I did not know anything about, but I got sucked in when I sat down in the theater, right? I have a feeling that will be the case with Dune and me again. So it looks like it's coming out December 18th. Who knows when? Is that still? Yeah, who knows if that's going to be the case with everything going on, but yeah, looking forward to it. Anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. Hope you're doing well, man. And Caleb Kemp bringing some Metallica in here. Caleb says, hello there, S&M 2 releases in 2 days, and I just pre-ordered the 8-inch LP Mandalorian. Oh, nice. 8 LP Mandalorian box set from Mondo. This is the way I dig the new music. Oh yeah, that beginning song, at the beginning of the stream, I changed it up just because I downloaded a bunch of new songs from the YouTube audio library that, you know, every creator has access to. And I thought it was just like a fun, upbeat song to start a stream with. In fact, it's going to be in the next video that I put out probably on Friday. Video's all done. I'm just going to schedule them for the weekends. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited for Metallica S&M 2. It's going to be a blast of nostalgia, I'm sure. I would be very surprised if they, you know, didn't, maybe at the beginning for the intros, talk about the original Metallica S&M and how that was such a, I don't know, fond memories, as we've talked about, man. Fond memories. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. And I actually didn't know about the Mandalorian vinyl box set until Vince brought it up in the chat earlier in the stream. But I appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing well, too. Let me take a quick sip of the old coffee. Delicious. How do you guys take your coffee? I just take it black. Always have. Always will. Calorie saver, and I prefer it that way. Apple was my idea. Thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Apple was my idea asks, have you seen The Nice Jedi trailer by Imperator Cuts? It's hilarious. No, I've never heard of this. Let's see. The Nice Jedi. Let's see. No. Let me mute the audio. Okay, no, so I have not seen this. Apple was my idea. Imperator Cuts, almost 500,000 views since May. And I'll watch this after the stream. I'll post a link up in the chat if anybody's curious what I'm talking about. So Apple was my idea. Asked me if I had seen this this trailer, this cut together trailer called The Nice Jedi. So no, thank you for bringing it to my attention. He also does a Once Upon a Time in a Galaxy Far, Far Away trailer. That's funny. So this is what this guy does. He recuts trailers to fit the vibe of other trailers or other movies, I guess. That's cool. All right, I'll check it out for sure. I appreciate you bringing it to my attention, man. And Grant Guthrie, thank you so much on 2 times here. Grant Guthrie says, on that business trip, 13-hour day yesterday, 12-hour day yesterday, drained at the moment. Happy to see a live up. The work doesn't stop, but I started reading Dark Empire, trying to read more Legends. 13 Monday, 12 Tuesday. Sorry, not double yesterday. Gotcha. My days are getting confused too, man. My wife's been home for a couple weeks. surgery and all that stuff. Everything went well. But yeah, the days are running together. The weekends haven't mattered. Everything's just been kind of a life has been like a big bowl of mashed potatoes right now, and I can't keep track of the dates. But yeah, hopefully after something like that, you get a couple days off. I doubt it, but yeah, but hopefully you can kind of take a load off. You mentioned Dark Empire, Grant. In the drawer behind me right now is a Dark Empire graphic novel that I had. I don't even know when I bought it. Maybe I was in like middle school. I really don't remember. Maybe it's not that old. I don't know. Had it for a long time. And I was flipping through it not too long ago, and I started reading. I read about half of it, took a lot of notes, and that's probably going to be the topic for a video in the not too distant future. That Dark Empire graphic novel. Actually, let me. I'm looking for it. Yeah, I think it's behind me. It's either behind me or it's in a drawer downstairs. But yeah, man. For whatever reason, I was looking for something in the attic months ago. Stumbled across it, took it out of the plastic sleeve, and I was like, this would be a fun read and something different to make a video about, right? It's kind of something I've never really talked about. Jumping into a comic, a Legends comic. I'm sure it'll be impossible not to compare it with what we got as the canon sequel trilogy, right? But yeah, it'll be fun. Anyway, I appreciate that, Grant. Welcome home. I'm assuming you're home. No. But welcome home. And yeah, I hope you get to rest a little bit. Now sit back, enjoy this trip through the cosmos. Speaking of the trip through the cosmos, I've been wanting to, for a long time now, I've been wanting to do, you know, a lot of you guys have probably heard of Chilled Cow. If not, it's basically a 24-hour live stream of really ambient kind of, I think that they call it like lo-fi hip-hop, just really relaxing music. And there's a looped video going on in the background. It's 24 hours. There's always like 35,000 people listening to it and watching it. And I've been wanting to do that, like make a second channel and just, I have like an old PC I could do it with, but have a 24-hour live stream going on a second channel where this Lightspeed Lounge background is just playing and music is going. And I just think it would be cool to have something like that up where people can just kind of hang out, listen to some music, and, you know, relax a bit. 24 hours a day. A little HelloGreedo radio station going on. But anyway, off topic. There is no topic. Nothing is off topic, right? I don't like coffee. Stuart says French vanilla, injection, or black enema. Black coffee. Prefer tea. I've never been a tea guy. Black coffee, 6 cups a day. I'm right there with you, Blorgus. I drink a lot of coffee. Every morning we make about 10, 12 cups. My wife has a couple and I have the rest until about maybe 10 a.m. And then when I start doing these afternoon streams, I usually brew 4 cups and I have it in a giant mug. Yeah, I drink a lot of, maybe too much coffee, but it's all right. And Matt Thornton, thank you so much for the channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Matt says, Ahsoka's finally getting a hot toy. My poor bank. Yeah, I saw people posting, let me look it up. 5 hours ago. There we go. Yeah, I saw people posting about it on Twitter, man. In terms of, I'm not a big collector, Matt. You know, I don't really own that many things. The only things that I've purchased, like, since Disney acquired the franchise in 2012 are a Black Series Kylo Ren and a die-cast metal Stormtrooper. And really, that's about it. Other than my, like, full set of Stormtrooper armor that I put together. That's really it. But I would love to get... this Ahsoka figure... I would love to put on a shelf in my office because, you know, it's different. Kind kind of default would be like Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker or something like that for me, you know. But Ahsoka would be different. It would kind of represent a different era of fandom that I learned or grew to appreciate, you know. And yeah, it looks pretty sharp, man. I like the robe that she's wearing in one of these pictures of the figure. I have no idea. Do they say how much these things go for? I don't know. This is like out of my wheelhouse. This is a world that I'm not familiar with whatsoever, like collecting and toys and stuff like that. But yeah. I did not too long ago. What are they called? A couple weeks ago, let me go on my eBay account and see when I looked at this. Yeah, what is it called? Bondi? Luke Skywalker? Bondi, I think it's called. I wanted a... I was looking for something to put on shelves, right? Because I'm still trying to get my office up to what I want it to look like. Final office look. And I stumbled upon these Star Wars figures that just look so damn realistic. And better than the Black Series figures even. And... like these Bondi, I guess you pronounce it that way, Star Wars figures are so gorgeous looking that it was kind of shocking at first when I saw them, how kind of realistic they are. Crazy. And out of all of the ones that I would probably get, honestly, I would probably get like, I'd probably get Luke on crate from The Last Jedi. I just love the look of that one. I mean, you just can go to eBay or whatever and search for Bondi Luke Skywalker crate. You'll find it, but... Oh, here's a Luke Skywalker Bondi. Yeah, they're so expensive, though. They're like $80, and this one is $47 shipping. Like, dude, I don't know. I guess they come from... I don't know where they come from, actually. But they're awesome. They're so cool looking. Anyway. Anyway, Matt. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I appreciate that support this afternoon. There we go. And Caleb Kemp, thank you once again, man. Caleb says, can't wait for S&M 2. Gonna listen when it drops at midnight on Apple Music, but I also have a limited edition vinyl set and Blu-ray CD combo coming. Nice, man. Yeah, I'm gonna want to listen to it too. I think I'm going to hold out and watch it. Because the music is going to be great. No question about it. It's going to be something that I'll pop on and listen to. It's probably not going to be on Spotify, right? Is it going to be an Apple exclusive thing? I haven't looked into that. But I'm gonna resist listening to it. Just audio. The first time I'm going to experience it, I think is going to be watching it. Because I think, you know... experiencing it with the symphony, watching it, the band play and everything, it's you want to see that interaction, right? You want to hear the interaction, obviously, but I want to see that interaction, the energy that everybody's going to that everyone is going to have, you know. But hell yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of like, I grew up listening to Metallica here and there. I really got into them, like I said, in like 99 with that S&M VHS. Listened to them a lot. And then over the past, I would say 10 years, I haven't really listened to them. There was an album that had... there was an album that came out like 5 years ago or so, right? Let me look this up. Discography. What is it called? It's called like... Hardwired to Self-Destruct. That came out in 2016. I remember when that came out and I got it and I was into it. But yeah, man, really looking forward to it. We'll have to discuss it when it comes out for sure. Awesome. Well, tomorrow when I go on my run, I'm gonna listen to this album, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. It's been a long time since I've listened to it. It's kind of like Foo Fighters have always been great, you know? Foo Fighters have always been great. All their albums are great. I mean, like, you pop on a Foo Fighters song, no matter what era of Foo Fighters it is, it's awesome. It's great. And Metallica is kind of the same way, you know, to me at least. But anyway, I appreciate that, man. Another sip. And Andrew Harris, thank you so much for the channel support. I'm sorry to hear this. If true, I hope you're messing around. But if you're not, I'm sorry to hear that. Andrew Harris says, speaking of wives, my wife just divorced me. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I can't imagine being put in that situation or how that must feel. God. It's what do I even say to that, you know? It's impossible to put myself in your shoes and tell you what to do. I don't want to tell you what to do, right? But I guess when something like that happens, you know, we all know people who that I guess have gotten divorced or family members and whatnot, and some people dwell on it the rest of their life. You know, well, I know people that, like older people, that just dwell and they can't get over and whatnot, and it's a shame. But at a certain point, you just want to shake them and be like, snap out of it. It's been 30 goddamn years, right? Why are you so bitter? Move on, right? So don't become one of those guys. You know, you won't. Got to look to the horizon, to the future. Do the opposite of what Yoda tells you to do at this moment. Don't be in the present at this moment. Look to the horizon, look to the future, and make some plans for yourself. Go on a trip, solo trip, and yeah, indulge. But and if you are screwing around with me, good. But I appreciate that, Andrew. Best of luck, man. Things will get better for sure. Always do. And Carter Lovejoy, thank you so much as well. After hearing stuff from the RNC and Kimberly, I don't know who that is. Kimberly Guilfoyle's speech. So this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause. Oh, is that Donald Trump Jr.'s wife? Is that who that is? I think so. I think she's married. Yeah, okay. Is she married to him? Or they're together? I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's like I don't man. It was creepy to me. I'm a boring ass centrist. But I don't the RNC the beginning of the RNC actually was going on during while I was waiting in the waiting room while my wife was getting surgery. For 6 hours I was in the waiting room. And the waiting room had Fox News on. Now, you know, everybody shits on Fox News. It's justified. It's absolutely justified. Not just them. The 24-hour news cycle is gross. They are repeating the same message. I heard it for 6 hours. Repeating the same message, the same talking point, the same shit, the same fear tactics, the same propaganda, the same skewing of the truth, the same lies, all day. And people sit there and listen to it all day. Not only that, people drive into work in the morning, listen to the same things on the radio, the same talking points. They get to their office maybe, and they listen to the same thing on the radio, or maybe a live stream of the channel all day, the same talking points, the same shit over and over and over and over again. It was creepy, man, to sit there and listen to the 24-hour news cycle. You know, it is not news. I'm not saying anything new here, right? But it's not news. They're talking heads that when you repeat something enough, it becomes believable. When you repeat an opinion enough, people begin to absorb it. And it just seems like that is the ultimate goal of the 24-hour news cycle. It's opinion fluff. And in the case with Fox in those 6 hours, it's opinion fluff with just like sass. And it was so creepy to me and weird to sit there, because I never sit there and watch like 24-hour news channels. That I don't like it. I feel like if you sit there and watch that station for 6 hours like I did, You actually come away less informed than if you didn't watch anything at all. So yeah, I don't like it. It's like the thumping of chest and propping up fear. I don't know, man. I feel like they've lost their way. They've lost their way, certainly. I always loved John McCain. That was honestly one of the hardest like celebrity deaths for me to take. You know, Navy guy, kind of a didn't agree with him on everything. I don't agree with anybody 100%, right? But I miss that kind of self-reflection that man had, that allowed that maybe permeated a little bit through the party. That doesn't exist anymore, and it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a real shame. But yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. Weird world indeed. Weird world indeed. But anyway, I appreciate that, Carter. Don't watch that 24 hours news cycle. It's brain poison. Brain poison. Just read some articles. I don't know. Listen to the... yeah, I don't know. Instead of like listening to someone tell you the facts, just read the facts for yourself. Just instead of listening to like a radio talk show host, a talking head for 3 hours a day, just, listen to the actual politicians who are talking. Yeah, C-SPAN's boring, but guess what? You'll be way more informed than if you listen to a talking head babble on for 3 hours, right? And always have that bullshit detector handy. It's very important. It's the most important thing you have to have. Anyway, Vince, I appreciate it, man. Vince Wynn, thank you so much. Vince says, forgot to rinse my coffee pot out and it stained. I was scrubbing the bottom and I literally broke the thing in half. Oh no coffee today. So I rinse it out too. I just put some water in there, swish it around, and pour it out. I would say like once a week I'll put it in the dishwasher, But for me, so here's a good example. Navy Chiefs. I knew about 3 Navy Chiefs who never washed their coffee mug. Their coffee mug would be sitting on their desk. Maintenance chiefs sitting on their desk. And that coffee cup was never washed. They might have rinsed it occasionally, but it was like stained black. Their coffee mugs was just stained black. And I kind of picked that up too. This coffee mug that I'm drinking out of right now, I used yesterday. I just brought it back downstairs because it's been sitting on my desk for 24 hours, and I filled it up. But yeah, the coffee pot, I've done that too, man. I busted a coffee... Oh, one sec.
Events. World's crazy right now. People are crazy right now. Nothing surprises me anymore. I'm focusing on work and the things that make me happy. Used to be into poli-sci, but...
Oh, the second half's coming in. I got you.
It's a fact that half the population is below the average intelligence. So I dropped that one. I'd be perfectly happy making lots of money and fading into obscurity in the Nordic mountains.
There you go, Grant. Grant, Super Michael. Thank you guys so much. Benjamin B. and Caleb. I appreciate the patience, guys. I'm long-winded. Give me one sec. So yeah, Vince, I've busted a coffee pot before. I've busted one putting it on like a granite countertop too quick, cracked it, and to buy a new pot for like a Mr. Coffee or something like that, it's cheaper or the same price to just buy a whole new coffee pot, right? Or a whole new coffee maker. It's kind of like when my buddy was out in Afghanistan on the supply side. He was like, yeah, it was cheaper to just buy a new printer than order ink out there from government contractors. Like, yeah, just they would order new printers instead of ordering new ink because it was like the same amount of money. So I guess that's a good analogy. But that's no fun. I guess you could still brew it. You could still brew it, right? You could put it in like a big Tupperware. You could have it drip into a Tupperware and then just like carefully pour it into a mug. It's not preventing you. It's not, well, I guess that's not true because depending on the coffee maker, it might have that little mechanism that has to be pushed from the bottom for it to come out. If you do that and you don't push that mechanism, it'll overflow from the top, like where the basket is. There's a way around. Maybe you could just sit there for like 10 minutes and hold the little mechanism so you get juicy coffee. Or get a French press as a backup. That's what we got. We got a French press as a backup. Works pretty well. But anyway, Vince, no coffee today. Maybe coffee tomorrow. You could Uber Eats a cup of coffee. You could Uber Eats like a $2 cup of Starbucks coffee. Pay the delivery fee, which is what, like $5? And then tip, I don't know how much, $4, $5. So your $2 cup of coffee ends up being like $15, $20. If you're desperate, right? If you're desperate. But anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. There we go. Where was it? Oh, Benjamin B, thank you so much for the channel support, man. Benjamin B says, been watching Clone Wars. The number is intimidating, so I decided to just watch Ahsoka Maul and Ventress episodes with a couple clones thrown in. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. People often ask me, do I need to sit down and watch all episodes? And yeah, if you got the time, you know, why not? But there are, if somebody wants like a crash course in the Clone Wars, there are some great lists out there. There are essential episodes and arcs that really, in the grand scheme of things, is all you need to really watch. I'm assuming maybe you've watched. I'm sure you've watched the entirety. If you haven't, you can make your way through it. I made my way through it in like 2.5 years. that was a good pace. But yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, no, like after watching it in its entirety now, I wouldn't do that again. I would probably pick and choose my favorite arcs, my favorite episodes, my favorite, you know, characters to kind of focus on like you're doing right now. But Ahsoka, Maul, and Ventress are solid ones. My favorite arcs in the entire show, those 3 characters are very present. Very present. Yeah, Sons of Dathomir, that entire arc, yeah, where Darth Maul pops back up. I think maybe a lot of people would recommend, like on a list of essentials, would recommend things like that. But for me, you mentioned clones. Some of my favorite arcs are like Umbara or Domino Squad, right? Clone-heavy episodes that, in the grand scheme of things, aren't like story-shaking, galaxy-wide consequence episodes that focus on characters that we're familiar with that'll pop up again in the future. They're self-contained arcs and episodes, but they're so important in understanding like the Brotherhood of the Clones and breathing a different life into what we think of, hell, when we think of the prequels or the clones themselves, you know. So I don't blame you. It can be intimidating. It's a lot, man. A lot of episodes, a lot of hours. Yeah. Don't let anybody tell you you're doing it wrong. Watch what you want to watch. Some episodes and arcs are more important than others. We don't have endless, unlimited, infinite amount of time in our lives, so pick and choose the best and do it to it. But I appreciate that, Ben. And Caleb Kemp, thank you so much. Yes, Hardwire is an awesome album. Yeah, it's great. Let me go pull that back up. Health Destruct. I'm gonna look at Atlas Rise. Yeah, there was one song that I loved running to. Oh, Moth into Flame. Is that the one that starts off like really fast? I'm gonna turn off my desktop audio, and I'm going to listen to this real quick. Yeah, Moth into Flame. Yeah, that's the one that I loved running to. So the album came out in 2016. We were actually going to a resort in St. Lucia, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run for 2 months. Boom, get into better shape. Just why not? You know, I'm gonna be in St. Lucia. And that album had just come out, and I ran to that, and I kind of just basically repeated that song because it was such a good song to run to. Yeah, it's a good album, man. It's been a long time, like I said, since I listened to it. But have they had anything else come out since then? I don't keep up with them discography. I don't know if that's their most recent. So that was 2016. Helping Hands Alive. Let's see. Oh, let's turn on the music. It always feels weird not having music playing. I don't even know if you can hear it. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it is their latest, not counting live albums, I guess. Nice. Anyway, I appreciate it, Caleb. I will be running to it tomorrow morning for sure. And Grant Guthrie, thank you so much. I heard music talk for a second, but had calls to take. Depeche Mode, Silver, Flock of Seagulls have been my jam for a bit. Nice. Yeah, they occasionally. I do a lot of like 80s running on playlists that I have on Spotify for whatever reason. Like Flock of Seagulls, for whatever reason, like I don't know. The 80s music is really fun to run to. Oftentimes there's upbeat, fun, tempoed songs with a little bit of keyboard in there, and they're just a lot of the time they're just really fun songs to run to. And occasionally they will come on my playlist, Grant. But yeah, I haven't really been listening to much of anything lately. Basically just on my runs, but if I'm listening to stuff, it's usually here. I'll share a few links if you guys want to kind of Pine Grove band. I'll post a link right now. There's actually a pretty cool live version of a song that I really like by this band. Oh, maybe this is not the one. Well, I don't know. Where is it? I've listened to this so many damn times, and now I can't find it. Oh, this is the whole. I love this band. They're called Pine Grove. I just posted a link. I love this band, man. They're so good. This is kind of a perfect example of what I'm into music-wise. That's a really good set. It's a 40-minute long set. Give it a listen sometime. And let's see. I'll post another link to maybe one of my all-time favorite albums. God, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I've never listened to this, but it's a live version of a song that I love from a band that I love called Limbeck. Yeah, these two songs, or these two links that I posted, are kind of perfect examples of what I've been listening to for a long time, what I'm into. But anyway, I appreciate that, Grant. Music talk. No food talk today so far, unless you count coffee. And Grant Guthrie, thank you so much once again. Super Michael 98 and Grant Guthrie and Heath Dotson and Sapity. Good to see everybody this afternoon. Grant says, talking news and world events. World's crazy right now. People are crazy right now. Nothing surprises me anymore. I'm focusing on work and the things that make me happy. It used to be into political science, and it's a fact that half the population is below the average intelligence, so I dropped that one. I'd be perfectly happy making lots of money and fading into obscurity in the Nordic mountains. Yeah, I feel you, man. It's interesting because I love having conversations with people that I disagree with on issues. Friends and family, acquaintances, people that I used to work with, people that I was deployed with, right? They're enriching conversations when someone, you can tell they've thought out their opinions. The problem is when you encounter, and this is more times than not, when you try to have a conversation with someone and they are basically repeating the talking points, and you can tell that they haven't really thought about things that much. They're just fitting into a camp, right? They're fitting into a tribe, and that's what drives me crazy. Is people I've talked to recently. They're LARPing they're LARPing an existence, and they're trying to fit into a mold. When things become so predictable, like when you can just predict anything that's going to come out of somebody's mouth, opinion-wise, it's a boring conversation. It's an absolutely boring conversation, you know. Like I said, I can't imagine sitting there all day just listening to the same repeated talking points all day. Where's the enriching? How is that enriching? How is that enriching? I do not understand it. Yeah, man. It's very disheartening. I think you know, the world, everything ebbs and flows. Craziness ebbs and flows. I think we'll get to a point of normalcy. It has to rubber band back. Hopefully, at least. The kind of the monkey wrench in the equation is social media, and it's a reason that I've grown to really hate it. It's because you can sit there all day on your Facebook page, and you know, if I barely get on my Facebook, but you know, if I scroll through it, I will see the most inane political bullshit posted. Memes that are with 5 seconds of Googling, you'll discover are fake. Quotes from people from history that they never said, that get posted constantly on my personal Facebook page. It drives me crazy. It's so dumb. It is beyond dumb. And when you see that kind of shit, you know, it is really disheartening. It's like tribalism through social media, and everybody is just kind of like in giant vacuum sealed echo chambers. And not only that, like advertisements and videos and everything is just directly advertised to people, feeding exactly what they already agree with. It's really strange, man. I don't know what the future holds for social media or hell, our country, the world, but yeah, man, I don't, like I said, love having conversations with people that have something interesting to say, but more times than not, you sit down with somebody who has a different worldview than you, and it's always fun. It can be fun, and it should be encouraged. But more times than not, I find that, yeah, it's like live-action role-playing a tribe, you know. I don't know. Yeah, fade into obscurity. Go live in the mountains. You won't miss the world. You won't miss the TV. Maybe you will. I don't know. I wouldn't. I've had a pretty hands-off approach. It's funny, man. Like, my dad has never cared about politics. Never cared about politics. You know, he's 69 years old. The last time he voted was McGovern against Nixon. That's the last time he voted. He just hasn't cared since. You know, occasionally, well, I mean, he talks, he has opinions, but, you know, just doesn't care. He registered to vote in the state of Florida, in our county, this year, because he said we got to get rid of the flim-flam man, is what he says. And it's funny. It's kind of awesome. I've never seen, he gets fired up now because he's a no bullshit kind of guy, you know. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. Is you know, and you know, that's the kind of guy he is, and he does not like bullshitters. So needless to say, the past 4 years have set him off. So yeah. Anyway, Grant, I'm long-winded, guys. I apologize, but thanks, Grant. And Super Michael 98, thank you so much. Have you heard of Ralph Bakshis? Did I say that correctly? Lord of the Rings. It's an animated version of the story from the 70s. I have heard of this. I've never seen it. It has a lot of problems, but there are moments that are better than the Jackson versions. And it has John Hurt as Aragorn and Anthony Daniels. Oh, really? I didn't know that, as Legolas. I've heard of this. I'd never heard of the creator of it. But I have heard of this. I've never seen it. But like I said, I have heard of it. Interesting. Maybe this will be something that before we watch Lord of the Rings with my daughter, the movies, we could show her these this animated series first. Or is it just a movie? Yeah, it's a movie. 133 minutes. Yeah, maybe we'll watch this with her first. But yeah, Lord of the Rings, man. I'll check this out eventually with my daughter. I think it'd be fun to watch with her for sure. I'm super excited to show her the Lord of the Rings movies just because they're grand and epic. And the first time that I ever saw them, as I said earlier in the stream, I saw all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies with the same group of guys. And going into it, like I had a few buddies, who knew the story, who read the books, who were into that universe, and they were super excited. So we all gathered around them and we went to see the movies, in the theater together, all 3. And after that, it was so fun to explore that universe with those guys and watch those movies. And I'm super excited to kind of experience that grand epic journey with my daughter, watching those movies. Yeah, if she likes them, cool. If she doesn't like them, cool. But I think they'll be fun to, pop on, have a big bowl of popcorn, sit back for 3 hours at a time, and go on these fun, epic quests, right? But I appreciate that, Michael. I will absolutely. I don't know if is it streaming anywhere. YouTube, watch now, $4. Okay. Or here we go, Amazon. The DVDs are $10. Okay. VHS, $5. Prime Video. Oh, they're on Prime Video. Okay. Rent for $4. Nice. All right. I'll keep this in mind. But I appreciate that, Michael. Hope you're doing well. And Heath Dodson, a question that I'm wondering myself, Heath. First of all, I appreciate the patience. Heath asks, are you going to get a VR headset for Squadrons? I want one. I think everybody wants one, right? That doesn't have one. I'm more prone to invest in computer components at the moment. My computer, I built my PC in 2015, just almost exactly 5 years ago, in anticipation for Battlefront 2015 coming out. So everything in my PC is 5 years old, which is still great. I mean, it runs games perfectly fine, brand new games perfectly fine. But I would rather actually have a Newegg cart ready to go. I'm kind of putting more RAM in there, an i9 processor, just a bunch of stuff in there. I might pull the trigger and order it. But at the moment, Heath, I'm looking to upgrade my PC and over getting a VR headset. VR headset would be cool. I honestly don't know how often I would use it, to tell you the truth. I don't play very many games as it is nowadays. And to have a VR headset, I'd probably only use it for Squadrons and maybe occasionally, I'm sure I would test out a bunch of random games on Steam. I would without a doubt play around with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Even Elite Dangerous or No Man's Sky. I don't know if No Man's Sky is VR capable, but other than that, man, I can't see myself investing a lot of time playing a lot of games that require a VR headset, unfortunately. But I'm probably going to be a pretty late adopter to VR, just because right now I feel like the price of entry is really high. And, give it 5 years or so, I'm sure the prices will come down for affordable, decent headsets. But as of right now, I got my eye set on a new 34-inch ultra-wide curved monitor, and I would rather get that than the VR headset. Because they're basically the same price, but I would get way more use out of a new beefy monitor than a VR headset. I'm in for a new monitor upgrade, man. The monitor on my left is, I would say, maybe 15 years old. My main monitor is about 6 or 7 years old, maybe 8 years old. So my monitors are pretty old. They still do the job. They're still great. But out of everything that I'm willing to kind of like upgrade right now, a new monitor is kind of at the top of my list above everything else. But anyway, Heath, I appreciate it, man. And I want one so bad, but I'm going to wait. Anyway. And Sapity, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Sapity, where did it go? There we go. Hope all is well for you and family. You should really make a HG Coffee advertising video for the channel. Also, what's next for HG in the coming autumn? Well, first of all, thank you so much, Sapity. Coffee, HelloGreedo. I did make a really dumb coffee advertisement video. Where did it go? Oh, Dark Side Coffee. Is that what it was? Was it a video or? Yeah, okay. This is an old video from 2015. I'm posting down there. It's 45 seconds long. I have not looked at this thing in a long time. This is going to be a dumb video. But this was not a plugged advertisement or anything like that. This was just me goofing around with a camera and some coffee. Oh, one sec. Nice. But there we go. Yeah, so HG Coffee advertising video for the channel. I'm actually working on a video for Vader for president. And I thought about throwing in some goofy commercials in line with what you would see on like daytime cable news channels, you know? Their commercials that they show during the daytime. Maybe a coffee one would fit right in. So I might end up doing that. But what's next for HG in the coming autumn? I'm planning on playing a lot of Squadrons when it comes out. That's kind of a no-brainer, right? Other than that, I'm gearing up for Mandalorian Season 2. Obviously, that's what, November? And I want to focus on... I have a list of, like, stupid parody video ideas that I just need to pull the trigger on and make. So, really going to be focusing on that kind of stuff. I have a video that I started for Dark Empire, the graphic novel version of Dark Empire. I started doing that because I found the comic in my attic like 2 months ago or so. Man, other than that, you know me. I fly by the seat of my pants. I don't really plan things. Probably to the channel's detriment, right? I am not a planner. When I see other channels like scheduling things on a weekly basis, like they have scheduled time things and like upload daily, I'm just like, man, I don't have that in me. I got other stuff going on. I'm not a planner, so but yeah, man, a lot of Squadrons when that comes out, and hopefully more silly ass videos in the not too distant future. But yeah, I want to use the Wayback Machine soon too. Is that what it's called? The Internet Archive. And I got a few video ideas in my head that are in line with like what people thought of the Clone Wars when it first came out. That video, you know. So hopefully I'll get to making those soon too. But anyway, Sapity, I appreciate that, man. Hope you are doing well as well. And Austin Koch, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I don't know. Oh, Austin says, if you could get one wish granted for season 2 of The Mandalorian, what would it be? Ooh. First of all, Austin, thank you so much for the channel support. One wish. Honestly, my one wish would be what not to see in The Mandalorian, Austin. I know, you know, all the rumors and everything say that we're going to see Ahsoka and maybe Boba Fett or Rex, or, you know, we're going to see familiar faces. If I had one wish, Austin, I would wish that The Mandalorian like remained a self-contained story that didn't lean on or rely on or even showcase characters that we're already familiar with. That would be my one wish. I don't want to see any familiar faces. I think the strong suit with The Mandalorian is the fact that it's fresh and new, and there are no familiar faces, and it's just chock full of new characters and new stories, and it doesn't lean on what came before. Obviously, it's in the Star Wars universe, it has familiar things, but it doesn't rely on characters that we've seen. So if I could have one wish, it would be that. Because like I said, that's what's really appealing to me when it comes to The Mandalorian. I love the fact that it is new. It's new. And kind of shoehorning characters that, we already know, or that we've seen before in other Star Wars material, would feel out of place to me. And obviously, we haven't seen how it's going to be done, if it's going to be done. It could be super subtle, and it wouldn't bother me at all. But just as a concept, I'm not a fan. But we shall see. Anyway, I appreciate that, Austin. Hope you are having a good Wednesday. Super Michael 98 and Franz Ferdinand, thank you guys so much for the channel support once again. Super Michael says, sorry for pushing movies, but you should show your daughter the animated version of The Hobbit by Rankin Bass. That's how my mother got into the story. Let's see. The Hobbit animated. Is this... So they made this to 1977. Oh, it's even older. Here's the trailer. All right. No, don't apologize for pushing movies, man. I always get recommended things on here. Live action version. It was the best movie. It was the best movie I ever saw, says this reviewer. Okay. An innocent version of a timeless classic, this animated movie goes a simple yet profound perspective of an adventure that inspires the imagination. Okay. Watch now, HBO Max. All right, I'll add this to the list of things that I'm gonna watch with my daughter when she's older. Yeah, there's a huge list of things that I want to show her, right? Obviously, things that I grew up with, and we watch, so much new stuff with her that I've never even heard of. It's kind of fun to like experience something with her for the first time on Netflix, Netflix original shows or whatnot that she gets into. But stuff like this would be a lot of fun to get into too. Show her this before the Lord of the Rings movies, maybe. A little prequel action. But all right, added to the list, Michael. I appreciate that, man. And Franz Nerdnan coming in with the final super chat and channel support of the stream. We've gone a little over an hour today. You know how it goes. Franz Nerdnan says, hey, Greedo, have you looked into 3D printing? I've been printing since quarantine, and it's a really fun hobby to get into. No, I've never looked into it, man. I don't know the first thing. Let's see. 3D printer. Okay. So you can get a 3D printer for $200? What? I'm sure there are definitely tiers to how great it is. Walmart? You can get a 3D printer from Walmart for $200? What? That's crazy, man. No, I've never looked into it. I did not know that you could get like a cheap home 3D printer. That's crazy. I honestly don't even know the material that you use. I don't know anything about this world. I don't even know what would I 3D print? What I don't know. Useful stuff, right? Can you 3D print tools? What if you if I needed I don't know, a drill bit? Can I 3D print a drill bit? No, Franz, I did not know that it was so accessible to consumers. Interesting. I remember years ago when this technology first came out, and it was like mind-blowing. 3D printers. And I haven't really heard much about it lately. Maybe it's because it has become so democratized and available. Can you 3D print toothbrushes? Interesting. I don't feel like going to the store today to get a toothbrush. I'm just going to 3D print a toothbrush. You talk about like the ability to kind of make your own stuff like that. It is a huge game changer. I mean, it's almost like Star Trek, where you can just materialize food. It's crazy, man. So yeah, maybe in the not too distant future, 3D printers will be as ubiquitous as like regular printers, right? Everybody has a regular printer at their house. Maybe it doesn't work like mine. Mine hasn't worked for a couple years, but but everyone has one, even if it's dusty and in the closet. But nice, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I did not know that was so accessible. Printing an R2-D2 right now. That's cool. That's cool. Nice. Beatlemania. Are you love Beatles? I do love Beatles. All right. Cool, France. Well, when that R2-D2 gets done printing, tweet me a picture. I'm really curious how it comes out. Cool? All right. Cool. All right, guys, it's time for me to jet. That was an hour and 6 minutes of an hour-long live stream. No stream tonight. My next stream will probably be tomorrow night. Thursday, yeah, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time or so. And I might do some of the Old Republic. I've been playing that a lot lately. Not a lot, but a few streams, and kind of in the mood to play more of that. So anyway, guys. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. To everybody who supported the channel through Super Chats this afternoon, thank you so much. To everybody who hung out in the chat or didn't say a damn word, thanks for tuning in and listening to my dumb voice. So, all right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your morning, your afternoon, or evening, wherever the hell you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya!